Mazel tov. You may have noticed that the silver is not there for our Torahs. They probably are getting cleaned on our president's watch. So our president made sure or they've been stolen on our president's watch. You can decide for yourself. So on Wednesday of this week, I went to Hancock. I go to Hancock every year to speak about Hanukkah. This year I only spoke to the elementary school students. I wasn't able to do the middle school because I had to go do something else. But it's always fun to talk about Hanukkah because when I first came to Savannah and people would ask me, what was on my head, and I would explain to them it's a yarmulke because I'm Jewish. And always during Christmas, they would always say, Merry Christmas. Why do you have this thing on your head? So I finally said, listen, I'm a rabbi. I'm the rabbi of Congregation. And for years they kept saying, Merry Christmas, and why do you have that thing in your head? And it's really amazing because I think I've changed the culture here. Now, at this time of season, everybody says, Hi, Rabbi. Merry Christmas. Yeah, so we still got a next level to get to, but we're making progress. And I think that's great. And that's one of the things we make progress. Every year I go to Hancock, and I usually do all of elementary school and the middle school. And I talk about the holiday of Hanukkah, and it's really incredible. But I don't really start off by talking about Hanukkah. I usually start off with a question like, which do you like better, chocolate or vanilla? Or math or science? Or Georgia or Alabama? Rabbis or presidents of congregations? And raise their hands. And I usually, one is more likable than the others. Usually if I say, do you like chocolate or vanilla, most kids are going to say chocolate because we know people who like vanilla better are communists. And so, but what I teach the kids is there's only a few people who like vanilla better. Does that make them bad? Does it make them terrible? They have a different view on vanilla. If you like science better than math, does it make you a villain? If you like Alabama better than Georgia, does it make you a villain? Yes, it does, just in that case. But for the other ones, no, sorry, I got Alabama here. But it's a way of teaching kids that just because we're a little different doesn't mean there's anything wrong with us. It's just that we're different. And whenever I ask this, I say, does it matter that somebody is different than you? Should you treat them less respectfully? And unequivocally, every one of the elementary school kids said no. Not only did they say no, they said no in a way as if saying that is a really dumb question. Of course we don't treat people differently because they are different than us. If only kids ruled the world, right? Because it's a shock to them. Now, as Hanukkah is coming up, I think we know a lot about Hanukkah, but what we have to understand is Hanukkah is a holiday that has evolved in so many ways before our eyes because it's a newer holiday, relatively, 2,000 years, so it's basically new. We have, as I've said many times, actual evidence of the evolution. Hanukkah first started as a Sukkot holiday. The Assyrian Greeks were kicked out of the temple in December. We had missed the most important holiday at that time, which was Sukkot. So we said we're going to celebrate Sukkot in December one time. Eventually we said, let's go ahead and celebrate a second Sukkot every year in Jerusalem. And then we said, let's celebrate a second Sukkot every year all around the world. And then 100 years later, that holiday became known as lights. We're celebrating the Maccabees. And then 100 years later, that holiday became known as Hanukkah. We're celebrating the miracle of the oil. So we saw, if you really pay attention to these letters that are outside the biblical and the text that didn't make it, we can see Hanukkah evolve. Over time, it changes. We don't have this evidence of the earlier holidays like Yom Kippur or Sukkot because they're so much older. But then Hanukkah evolved into a very minor holiday. The rabbis didn't like the Maccabees. So Hanukkah for generations was a holiday where you light the candles, you have maybe food with oil in it, and you give your kids coins. And that was all of Hanukkah. You give your kids coins, you light the menorah, that's it. And then when did it evolve again before our eyes? In the last 150 years. As Christmas became the most popular Christian holiday, overtaking Easter, as Christians started to give presents on Christmas and celebrate with wonderful Christmas songs written by Jews, as we know, we said, well, we want to have a holiday for ourselves, and we started giving presents on Hanukkah. And we started going to Christmas parties and feeling less uneasy because we had our own holiday. And now when we go to Christmas parties, people who know we're Jewish will inevitably say, Merry Christmas, right? But now they may do Hanukkah as well. And as we go to Target, we will see Hanukkah options, even in Targets in places where there are no Jews, funny enough. So what we've seen is that Hanukkah has gone viral, as to say. It is a holiday that is known by non-Jews. They don't know what it is. They think it's the Christmas for Jews, but they know it is a Jewish holiday. Every kid at Hancock, when they see me, you know what they want? They want a dreidel because they know I bring dreidels and give them out. And if we have more time, we play dreidel. It's incredible to see a holiday that has become so important to us and to the outside Jewish world. It connects us to the outside Jewish world more than any other holiday, in many ways more than any other thing, because they are celebrating and they are happy to celebrate with us. With all the negative attention given to Jews in recent weeks, it's nice to have Hanukkah, because those people who are Christian know we're celebrating with them, and they invite us to their parties. Now, when it comes to Hanukkah, it's an interesting story for us because it's kind of always been this way. Who knows what is the rule for a menorah? Where do you put it? In the window, or before that on the doorstep of your house outside. Why? So people could see that you were celebrating. So people, Jews who lived in difficult times, still put the menorah out on their windowsill, and outside to show that they're celebrating. And that is something that is great for us today, because there's so much press out there and so many people watch memes and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and these little messages that are saying negative things about Jews and Israel. Hanukkah is a time for us to do something even more about it, to celebrate Hanukkah alongside Christmas with our brethren, to show that we are celebrating Hanukkah. We can put it on our windowsill and everybody will, get to see it, but where else can we put a Hanukkah menorah? On Facebook, on Instagram. We can make a TikTok video. We can put it on YouTube. We may not know how to do these things, but our grandkids do. We can talk to them about it. Hanukkah is a way for us to promote the connection we have to other people. It's an amazing time of year that we can celebrate with others. Now, it's really interesting that the misinformation out there has gotten so prevalent when it comes to what's going on in Israel. There are so many people who think anti-Israel is different than anti-Semitism. In reality, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm not talking about people who are critical of Israel. I'm talking the anti-Israel sentiment. And so we always ask ourselves, what can we do about it? We're a very small minority of the population. Well, the answer is we have the computers as well. And we can promote our viewpoints, our holidays, and say, listen, we're celebrating holidays with you. We've been here in this country for a long time. We've been your neighbors. We've been your friends. If you see these things that you know are not true, stand up against them. We're going to celebrate Hanukkah in front of everybody. We're going to promote our religion and our viewpoints and talk about how we're part of this world, just like anybody else. If we're afraid to put things on YouTube or in chat rooms or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, shame on us, because it's really easy to do. And celebrating Hanukkah is a great way because it's not political. It doesn't seem political. We're celebrating our holiday, just like other people are celebrating. So for me, Hanukkah, although a minor holiday, has evolved into something more than a holiday. It's evolved into a bridge to the Christian world in many respects. It's evolved into a way to celebrate. If I go to a Christmas party, I can bring menorah. You know, when my wife's family wears their ugly Christmas sweaters, which is their tradition, I wear a ugly Hanukkah sweater. It's an incredible way to connect. And as the season comes up, I encourage us to celebrate Hanukkah with our friends and family and non-Jews, to publicize our celebrations. First night on Hanukkah, light your candle on Facebook. Second night, do the next one. There's so many funny memes out there about Hanukkah. Just put one on up. It's a great way to celebrate. We're not going to solve the issues of the world with Hanukkah, but it really has connected us to so many. As I always like to tell this story, and I'll tell it again. My mother-in-law was Catholic. The first time she gave my kids Hanukkah gifts, and she had Hanukkah wrapping paper. It was so exciting, and it was a really momentous occasion because I didn't think she realized what Hanukkah was. I didn't even know she could get Hanukkah paper. And so as my kids unwrapped the Hanukkah paper and just celebrated Hanukkah with those beautiful snow globes with Santa Claus inside, we knew that she was trying, and we're celebrating together. So I say, bring a menorah to a Christmas party, put your Hanukkah celebration online, put your menorah in the windowsill if you feel comfortable, but we should. We're in America. So God bless all of us. May we all celebrate the upcoming holidays. May we enjoy it with our friends and family. May we enjoy Hanukkah, and if we're celebrating Christmas, enjoy that as well. Amen.